Hi, welcome to TJ and Jodi's house.
Hello. It's that time once again. The most anticipated moment of the week with TJ and Jodi High podcast.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Is my chair different? Because my feet are not hitting the ground.
No.
Okay.
Maybe that's my chair. That's normally my chair. So
I must have shrunk.
I haven't messed with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I like your little sweatsuit thing that you guys. Is that new?
Yep.
When did you get that?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
Did you use a gift card or something?
Yeah.
You did. Mm-hmm. Gift card from what?
Target.
No, I mean from your birthday or from Christmas. Mm-hmm. Who gave you a Target gift card?
Christmas.
Christmas did.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you went looking for some sweatpants or stuff?
No.
Picked yourself up.
No. That was this was before that.
Yeah, well, it's cute.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't dress fancy.
No, not all the time. You have fancy, but you don't dress fancy all the time.
I have nowhere to go fancy.
Right.
That's okay. Good old Target sweatsuits. Good for me.
Mm-hmm. But not me.
Huh?
If I would have just gone and bought something like that, you would go, you didn't need that.
You just said you were going to Costco to buy you some sweatpants or something.
Yeah, but I really do have gift cards. Not to Costco, but I have gift card to Academy Sports and so on.
We'll go.
Nah. I'd much rather play Martyr.
I know. You do. Love
Why
that.
do you get new clothes? It's a good thing one of us can get new clothes.
You just got a new suit last week.
Yeah. Begrudgingly got a new suit.
Whatever.
Anyway,
You got
it was to go to that wedding. We had the big wedding.
Wedding
We're going to
done.
get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
And then we also have some dangerous times that are about to fall upon us. But by the time you hear this, it will have already come and gone, hopefully. But
Wow.
because we record this on Thursdays and then it gets posted on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully by Monday, the terrible situation will be over. We're gonna have to fight through it though.
Okay.
Make sure you're going and listening to everybody else's podcasts. Who all's got a podcast? Alexis has one on the Ace and TJ app.
She does.
Rob has one.
She does. He does. Oops. He does.
The that girl Sarah has one about her crazy wild social life.
Is
I
Ace
saw
doing
her-
something?
Yeah, he does that podcast with her.
But is he
And then
doing?
he does some video things now.
Oh, with Mr. Todd.
They're not podcasts, but
Okay,
they're
okay,
different
okay.
things. I was just focusing on the podcast.
Okay. Does Riggins do anything?
No,
Oh.
not a thing.
Okay.
He just got his own thing going
What?
in his mind. It's a creative mind. We can't question it. He just gotta do his thing. You know that.
I do.
You know that. It's like when you look at players like Tom Brady and you say, why do the coaches let him do this or that? It's because he's Tom Brady. It was Riggins. He didn't want to do a podcast. He's not doing a podcast. Let him rest. Let him do his thing.
All right.
Okay, so what went on at the big wedding and what other clothes has Jodi bought recently on shopping
Stop.
sprees and all of that? And
Stop.
then the tragedy that's coming this weekend. We'll get into all that next.
TJ and Jodi's house.
So we are at the Mighty Meeple in Rob's world. So he's gonna show us a little bit about what he's into.
We're now at the minis section of the Mighty Meeple. It's just a whole bunch of Warhammer here. There's Malifaux behind you, Star Wars Legion, there's Marvel Crisis Protocol. They play that every Thursday night. So the Mighty Meeple has expanded it from not just games and card games and stuff like that but also to disc golf. They got everything you could possibly think you would need for disc golf. And then we go to the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. We got all the figures, and you can play at the Mighty Meeple on Wednesdays. They have Dungeons and Dragons in the evening. So we have paints, individual dice for 75 cents, up to the fancy dice for $2.25. Go to acetj.com/games. That'll take you to the Mighty Meeple's Facebook page, and you can find out all you need to know about the Mighty Meeple.
Wizards rock.
TJ and Jody's house.
All right, here we go. Step right up. Got a lot to cover today. Actually, it's not really that much. I don't even have my glasses on because I didn't make any notes that I need to look at. So we're just
winging it.
We're just wanging it. Get a wang. Jump on board.
Okay.
So last week, Jodi was all mad at stuff. And,
flustered.
Yeah. But you weren't mad at having to do the wedding that was coming up that weekend. You were mad at the people that work at the lab that couldn't test Boy for his COVID.
Yeah.
And he did get a test,
Yep.
He got it back to school okay. They let him in. His negative COVID.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But then the wedding came, and it was great.
It was.
Jodi did a great job of being the wedding coordinator.
I had a lot of help.
Yeah. There was a lady. Y'all were a good team. Her name was Nene.
Aunt Nene.
Aunt Nene and Jodi were in charge. Large and in charge.
Yep.
Now I had to get a new suit because either the dry cleaners and all my other suits, messed them up and shrunk them, or I outgrew them. I've gone through a growth spurt. So I had to go get a new suit.
How many suits do you have now?
I don't know. You might as well just say how fat are you now? And
whatever. I'm just
are you
saying.
Fat
You got
were
a lot
you
of
the
suits.
last time you needed a suit and you didn't have one that fit you?
Oh, martyr.
No, that's not martyr. That's just
Self-pity.
victim. Yeah. Anyway, I got it. Plenty of time to be ready to go to the wedding.
Right.
And look, I wasn't going to go spend a lot of money on a suit for a wedding that I'm probably going to wear one time. Because I've already, since the new year, I've already lost a couple of pounds, and I'm on my way down to, looking like Matthew McConaughey did in the Dallas Buyers Club. That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for that.
Gross.
Yeah. So anyway, I wasn't going to spend a lot on a suit, so I bought a suit that didn't need to be altered. It just came with the pants and the jacket separately. It looked fine. And I bought it way in advance. I was ready to go. Everything was timed out. Jodi got up early Saturday morning to go to get everything ready and be you were there all day. What time did you get there?
I got up at 6. I left the house at 7:30. I left the event at 11:30, so I got home about 12.
Okay.
Midnight.
But I was chilling around the house with Boy all day. And when it got time, I was going to get ready with plenty of time because I, didn't have anything that I, was making me tired or whatever. So I had my time set. I told him what time we're leaving, be ready. So when it's time to start getting ready, I go get the suit and I'm going to run an iron across it, as my family says. They don't iron things. They run an iron across it.
Right.
Makes it seem like it's less of a job.
Yeah.
And I get the pants, turn them upside down, put the seams together, and on the pants was the security tag from the store that they didn't take off. The long rectangular one? Yeah. They didn't take that off.
Whoops.
So now I'm starting
What
to panic.
time was this?
I don't remember. But
You called me at some point, and there was something crazy going on because I was like, all right, bye. I don't.
Yeah, because I said, I've got to, you can't just take those off. I looked up on YouTube how to take it off, and there's a guy sawing through it with a, whatever. And I said, I can't do that.
Oh, wow.
There's a spring inside there, and then he said, but then some of them have dye in them, so you don't want to cut that. So I'm not fooling with that. However, I contemplated going with the tag on it and not, maybe nobody would notice. But I was going to have to go all the way back to the store. Now, we live kind of out in the country now, and it's the opposite way of the wedding venue. So I have to go back into the store, and I'm pushing it because I'm supposed to be there at 4 o'clock because the doors open at 4:30. They start letting, the wedding starts at 4:30. They start letting people in at 4. So I tell Boy, look, forget the time I told you we're leaving. We got to leave sooner than that because we got to go to the store and try and get them to take this tag off of there and, blah, 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 kind of in a panic. And he goes, well, what time are we leaving then? I said, as soon as we're ready. Just go now. Get ready. So,
and he moves like a turtle. Yeah,
so I'm butting ass to get ready.
Ugh.
And he comes in there and he says, I need a tie. All right, fine. And you know as little way I can't tie a tie. So I have to tie it on myself and then take it off and I go put it on him. And I looked and he had a white trash beard going on.
What's new?
All down his neck. And I said, son, because his mom would freak out if he would have walked in there unshaven.
I would have probably taken him in the bathroom and done it myself.
I said, you're not going to shave, son? And he goes, oh, I forgot. So he's got his suit on and everything. He then has to go take his shirt off, jacket off, and then shave and then come back down. So now we're really rushing. And I walk into the store, and luckily I still had the receipt for the suit in my truck. Go in there, and I got the receipt in my hand because I don't want them thinking I stole it. And then now I got the gall to come back in there and try to get them to take the tag off.
So you have it on?
Yeah, I'm wearing it because, I can't go get it done and then go back home and change and all of that. So the woman's wearing a mask, a COVID mask. And I'm explaining to her what happened. I got my receipt here so y'all wouldn't think I stole it and all. And she's looking at me and then she goes, I said, well, don't tell me you can't do it. What is it? And she goes, I just don't know. I can do it, but I just don't know how I'm going to do it with the pants on because the thing is mounted onto the counter where they, check it. So it's mounted into that thing and they take the pants and they lay them on top of the deal and run away. So it's not a thing they hold in their hand and take off. So
no.
So I said, well, can you try it if I just throw my leg up there on the counter?
Throw my leg up.
And she goes, yeah. And then another woman at the next register goes, what's he trying to do? And she told her, she goes, oh, yeah. Just throw it up here. Come around here. And I said, well, rather than coming around behind where you are, behind the register, can I just use this? And there was another one that nobody was at, and the thing is mounted up there. And so then I had to grab onto.
Oh my gosh, what a scene!
Like trying to grab the other thing beside me to balance myself and throw my. It was on my left leg. Throw my left leg up there, and them standing over trying to get the pants onto that thing. And so by that time, the manager is coming over there.
Oh.
The manager's like, "What in the world is going on over there?" And about the time the manager walks up, they got the thing off, and I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." And she said, "Can I help you? Is there something?" I said, "No, and I told her the story, and she goes, "Oh, okay." Well,
was Boy in there with you or in the car?
No, he was in the truck. He was in the truck because I didn't need him.
No,
it's like you keep it running.
Yeah,
and so we made it in time.
Do you know what time that was?
No,
I know you called me frantic and said, and you're telling me, I was in the middle of something.
I just wanted her to know because she said be there at 4, and I just wanted her to know that if I wasn't there at 4, I'm going to make it on time for the wedding. Yeah. But if I'm not there at 4, don't freak out. This is where I am.
Sure.
And when I got there, as soon as the wedding was over, everybody that I went up to talk to said, "Well, I heard you had an incident with your suit and your pants," and it's like, so she must have told every damn body in the whole place. Like you didn't hear me. Like you're saying, hey, you called me and I couldn't hear what you were saying, but you heard enough to tell everybody what a doofus I was.
No, I knew, and I heard what you were saying. I was trying to remember everything you said because you sounded frantic.
And then she said, well, okay, I got to go. And then hung up on me.
Well, I was busy.
I got to go.
I don't know what was going on, but I was busy.
Yeah. So.
Mr. Todd can vouch I was busy.
That was that. And yeah, Mr. Todd was the video guy.
He was with me most of the day.
Yeah. So if you want Mr. Todd's services for videoing weddings or bar mitzvahs or birthday parties or graduations or childbirth, anything like that, it's jtmedia.biz. Right? Yeah. jtmedia.biz.
Yeah. He does good work.
Well, you don't know that yet.
I've seen his work.
But you haven't seen his wedding work.
I've seen other weddings.
That he's done?
Yes.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Mind your business.
Well, I know he was flying the drone around like in the reception hall and everything, and the people are ducking. What is that?
No,
he's like swooping down on the bride's grandma. And
did you have the drone in there?
For a brief moment.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's how discreet it was. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or was I there? I don't know. I don't know where I was. Yeah. I know at one point you and I were in the trolley with the bride and the bride's dad. Yeah. It was just us.
In the trolley.
Well, the trolley took them from the house to the event. We had to kind of hide the bride.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Todd, Lainey was worried about, our daughter was worried about you because you seemed like, she said, he seems like he's upset. I tried to joke with him. And
are you serious?
Yeah, she thought you were upset.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And she was probably thinking that you were mad at Jodi. Jodi had made you mad.
She was not thinking that.
Because, you know, she's bossy.
I was not bossy to you, was I?
She wasn't bossy.
Jodi can't just be boss. She got to be bossy.
I was not bossy.
That makes me feel bad that she thought I was mad.
Well, she's very sensitive about
she is.
Things. She always wants everybody to be happy. You know, is something wrong with
I think it's just one of those things
with Mr. Todd?
You were busy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Drew, our DJ friend, looked like he could just fight somebody at any moment. He was concentrating so hard on that stuff. But you got to figure, it's okay that he's doing it. You understand that he's doing that because he's doing something important that takes a lot of brain power and all. You know, being the music person, the video person.
Let me tell you about him. He's another good one to call because he has that stuff down to the minute. Yeah. I mean, he knows exactly, and he controls the wedding party. Like, you know, when they come in, when they do toast, when they do, he's awesome.
He ran it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Todd?
A what?
I corrected my grammar. I said ran it well.
Yeah, he said he ran it good, and then he changed it on his own and said, well, you put the adverb in there.
Yeah, because you know judgmental Judy over there.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, you were thinking it.
But that doesn't mean it's different if you're thinking it than saying it.
Anyway, so those are two great people for your wedding needs. Mm-hmm. Really, they are. I love them dearly. Mm-hmm. I've known them both a long time. We did a group hug. I told them I loved them dearly.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't do you, did I? Oh,
but that doesn't matter.
I did dance with you.
Yeah.
I'm better yet. You dance with me.
Yeah.
Because you don't dance with me ever.
But Boy and I the only people that we knew in that was there were the people in the wedding. The bride's immediate family. We didn't know anybody else. So
me either.
But you had stuff to do, and you were working with all of them and everything. So Boy and I were just, we observed a lot through
and commentated. I'm sure.
Jodi, what would we have commentated? Are you saying that we were making jokes about things that we saw? Yeah, you were probably being very ugly. No. I know now it's one thing for you to think that of me because I know I'm used to you.
He's exactly like
thinking lowly of me.
He's exactly like you. There's two of you. Lord help my soul.
Well, I'm finna text him.
I don't care.
I'm gonna say
he knows.
Hold on. Be sure to thank your mom for the compliment today.
Oh. Y'all are mean.
You don't even know.
Oh, I do know.
No, you don't.
I know you both so well.
You think we were making jokes about you?
No.
See, that shows how much you know. He was like, look at mama.
Look at mama.
No, I was trying to help you the other night. I went out and got your tennis shoes out of the car.
You did, and you sure did. You took my heels back out, and you said the prayer because we were short somebody to say the prayer, and I ran in and said, you got to say the prayer, okay?
Yeah.
And he did a great job.
Well, thanks. I knew it's some way or another I was going to end up with a speaking part.
Yeah, I know. You were going to find a way.
I was actually shooting to be the one performing the ceremony.
Well, when they said they didn't have anybody, I said, well, Richie can do it. And she said, really? And I said, mm-hmm. I said, it's in his blood. Trust me, he'll be fine. And so then she opens the door and she's asking the parents, are y'all okay if Richie says the prayer? Which they'd already heard you pray on Christmas Eve, and the grandmother loved your prayer. So they were like, yeah, fine. So I said, okay, well, maybe I'll go tell him. So I ran in and I said, hey, you're going to say the prayer, okay? You good with that? And he goes, sure. I said, okay. So
Richie's my real name. If you
Yeah.
know. That's my real name. That's my government name. Richie.
Sometimes I call you
Richie.
Richard, and that's not even your name.
No. You want to tell people why? No, let's tell people why you call me Richard. When my name is Richie, it's not Richard.
Why?
Because what's the nickname for Richard? Yeah, isn't that sweet?
Sometimes he's Richard.
Yeah. That's real funny. Funny.
And he goes, I wish you'd stop calling me that. Well, stop being one.
Because my mama made it a point to not name me Richard
Because of that?
Yeah. But so the tragedy that's coming our way is a big snow and ice storm. Now you listen to this, at least it's going to be after the snow and ice storm, but it's coming up this weekend. We're recording this, and I hate snow, but I hate ice even like a million times more than snow.
Yeah.
Because it changes everything at that point, because ice makes everything dangerous. And now we live out in the country where they got old-fashioned power lines that aren't buried in the ground, and I know we're going to lose power.
Me too.
We're going to lose our electrics this weekend,
Yep.
and that's going to suck.
So I was thinking, should we possibly go get an indoor propane heater?
Well, where would we find one of those now? I bet everybody's snatched those up. You think your little friend Denise at Ace Hardware would have
Somebody
one?
might. What do you think?
Yeah, it's fine.
Why don't you get on that?
My day is packed today.
So
I got a grandkids meeting after this.
You have a gas stove?
yeah,
Oh, that'll heat your house.
and a gas fireplace. So we should be okay.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to light that fireplace though without electricity.
Yeah, because the pilot light is on, and you just have to flip a switch on the wall.
I'll call them today to find out because I know there's a way. I YouTubed it, and I think that there's something somewhere that you put batteries
Yeah.
in the fireplace because that would keep it pretty warm. I think.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
what about in the bedroom?
Oh yeah, we're
Oh, y'all heat that up yourselves, don't you?
Oh, stop, Todd. Our kids listen to this.
good Lord.
Oh, no. But I don't know. Would you feel comfortable going to sleep with a gas heater going in the bedroom?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to just be able to, because you can drive
Yeah.
and this stuff. Just
You can't drive where we live. If there's a sheet of ice on the road, that would be.
you can't drive on that road.
I guess I could because I've done it before when we lived in Huntsville, Alabama. We had to do it a lot.
Because I'll find some
But-
friends that have heat and go,
Okay. I'll just stay there.
no, I need you to get me there.
Oh, so that could
So
be your
park
your
at the end of the
Uber,
driveway because we are up on a hill.
your ice Uber.
I'll be so scared though.
But
Gosh.
we can check on those gas heater things. But
Generator?
No.
we ran out of money building the house. And one of the neighbors that we actually know that's lived there for a long time recommended that we get a generator. And I'm like,
Which I know then 100% we're going to not have electricity. However,
but yeah, we
night-
ran out of money. We don't even have cabinet doors. You've been there, Todd. We don't have furniture. We don't have cabinet doors.
but listen, however, a couple of weeks ago, remember how bad the wind was?
Yeah.
And people lost power. We didn't.
yeah.
And I thought we would.
We will. In an ice storm. Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, I mean, that's what we get for you dragging me out in the country.
Yeah, I drug you out
You
there.
did.
Come on now.
That's you picked everything. You picked the land and the house.
You loved it out there because it was away from everything.
But then I said, but the only drawback was I don't want to ever be out there losing electricity. And it sounded like
did
we're
not
gonna
say
lose.
that.
Yes, I did.
You did not.
I did.
You
And-
come up with more bull.
Well, ask our neighbor then if I didn't say that.
What?
When he said, you mean you're going to need a generator. Best money I ever spent because the electricity goes out a lot. What's his name? What's his name?
I don't know.
What's his name?
I can't help the money thing. Here I am trying to help it. It's not working. We can't
What are you
still
doing?
can't get no generator. I'm here doing this podcast.
Oh. Still can't get no generator.
No. No generator, no fence,
No
nothing.
pool.
No pool.
No toilet seats.
No,
We
no,
can't even afford toilet seats.
no toilet paper. Nothing. Nothing. Nope.
Well, I mean, we were saving up, had a little bit of money saved up to do some of that, but your parents came, ate us out of house and home.
And I bought a sweatsuit from
They
Target.
stayed- yep. Can't keep you out of out of the
I
clothing.
bought a sweatsuit from Target.
Keep-
God forbid.
Can't keep you out of the clothiers. All that.
I know. I'm so fancy like that.
But God, I hate snow. And people say it's so pretty though. No, it's not.
But listen,
it
the-
looks
the
like
meteor-
it shuts down things. It's just it stops progress.
The meteor, well, so has other things in this world lately.
I know, and we don't
So-
need anything else doing it.
But the meteorologist that I follow that I love here, he's saying basically he'll have a thing to this evening more about what's going on, but he wishes people would stop focusing on like the inches of snow and stuff, because he said you need to be more focused on the ice or the sleet or the freezing rain. Like that's the things that you need to be focused on,
know,
and it's
that's
not going
what
to be just all snow.
But that's what I'm saying. The ice and all that is what really shuts everything down.
How much is predicted? Because you're South Charlotte, right?
No, north. I'm up in University area.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They're saying 3 to 5 with snow and ice mixed in.
They're saying 8 to 12 for us.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. We're
Because we're
getting
north.
we're getting
Iredell.
12 inches of ice.
I mean, we're
Solid.
Southern Iredell.
It's going to be a hockey rink on the highways.
I hope they're wrong on that.
I do too.
Yeah. Oh well. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
I got some cuddle duds I can put on under my
really?
clothes. That's all I know. I don't know what to do. I
don't
have
either.
that phone charged. So we should be able to use the stove, and we should be able to use the fireplace.
Yeah, we will be able to because those are gas.
Well, then I don't think we'll just have to sleep in the living room. The only thing is, it's a vaulted ceiling, and although the
Which
heat
you had
might
to
go
have.
up from the thing.
Yeah, it'd be better to be
Go in the
upstairs
loft.
because when we turn the fireplace on, it gets hot upstairs in the loft.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where the big TV is. So that'll work. Well, we want to be able to watch it without a generator. That's the
Yeah,
tragedy.
you're not gonna have a TV, son. No.
We got to go to a hotel.
You want to put a puzzle together with me?
No. I'd rather cuddle up out in the ice.
You want to play bananagrams?
No. It wouldn't be fair for me to play word games with you.
No, it wouldn't be fair for me to play word games with you. I kick your butt,
my
boy.
vocabulary is vast.
Grammar,
Vast means
he's fantastic.
vast means large,
Spelling,
huge.
nada. I
That's
know.
what vast means.
Hush. All right, we wrapping up here?
No.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
all right.
We got a few more minutes.
Well, okay.
But we do have to wrap up, on time today because Mr. Todd has stuff to do.
Okay,
And I have stuff to do.
and I have stuff to do.
What you got to do? Oh, you getting your hair did today. What time is that?
1:30.
Well, it's not even.
I got to go get gas. I need to go get I have things to do.
It's
Don't
not
worry
even
about what
11.
I'm doing.
It's not even 11 yet. It's not even 11.
I have things to do before 1:30.
No, you don't.
Mind your business.
What you got to do?
It's not for you to
Oh,
know.
that's another thing.
Go buy
I
an
gotta
outfit
go.
at Target.
I gotta go to the grocery store today, and on my list of things to get is milk. And I don't want everybody thinking that I'm one of the milk and bread people that panics when snow's coming.
Why do you care? Just get your milk.
I mean, there may not even be any.
May not. May not. You sniffling? You need your Afrin.
Todd.
Miss Tana's
I
Afrin
thought
addiction.
I thought you were going to get off of it in the new year.
When have I had the time? I got things to do.
It doesn't take any time to throw. It doesn't take time to throw Afrin in the trash.
I gotta wean myself off of it.
He addicted.
Oh yeah.
When's the last time he had a sniff?
Probably last night.
Last night.
That's why he's today's.
Where is
I
it?
see he's getting the shakes.
Oh, you didn't bring it with you? Is that? Oh, that's why he's got to go.
Wait, why didn't you bring it with you?
I just forgot. I don't think. Oh, by the end of the wedding, by the time I left the wedding, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get home. Because I felt, as soon as I left for the wedding, I was like, crap, I didn't bring it. And then by the time the wedding was over, I could feel my nose
I
close.
should put some in my fanny pack for you.
I know.
Jodi being a drug mule.
I had CBD oil for the bride. Put Afrin in there for you. Oh, I had her Zofran in case she got nauseated. I had all kinds of things in that little satchel.
Okay. All right, we got to take a break. Hang on.
More from TJ and Jody's house next. What's Share Funny? It's a show from TJ that's funny enough to share on social media. Hear Share Funny live from 9 to 10 Eastern, 8 to 9 Central each weekday morning on the Ace and TJ button. Available on our app and now on iHeartRadio. Let's go. It's TJ and Jody's house on the Radio Button Network.
Jodi, you're off in the microphone. You're like,
So, leave me alone.
so, Mr. Todd just said he's running out of storage space on the card in his camera.
So we got to go.
Yeah, last week he ran out in the middle of the podcast, and that's why it was a GoPro shot. You had to use the
I didn't even
backup.
see.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to.
It was bad.
It just, the coloring was bad on it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about
I
coloring.
know, that's why you don't want to go look at it.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
gosh, Todd.
Yeah.
Dang.
It looked like somebody had videoed it from like an old one of those old Sprint flip phones, you know, the first ones that had cameras on them.
Todd.
It did not look
Yeah,
like
it
that.
did.
It was bad.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it.
No, I wouldn't. Hey, let's start thinking of some guests we can come have in here a
No.
little bit every now and then.
No.
Why? I want to. Please.
Like who?
I don't know. Let me brainstorm.
I really don't like it as well. And we don't get nearly as many positive comments when we have guests.
Yes, we do.
No,
we haven't
we
had a
don't.
guest in a million years.
Who was the last one?
Was it Boy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of comments.
Don't nobody like him.
I like his mullet. Ugh. And y'all stop saying y'all like his mullet or he's never going to cut that mess.
He looks like him. I asked TJ at the wedding, I was like, when is he trying out for Def Leppard?
Ugh.
It looks like.
It's awful.
Well, he's trying to let it grow from being a mullet to just being long all over. And he's got really thick, poofy hair.
curly, poofy.
Yeah, so it grows out first, and then it'll hopefully weigh itself down.
But
and
the more
start going
people
up.
brag about it, the longer it's going to stay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
he had people at the wedding wanting to take pictures with him because they said his mullet was so sick.
Yeah, young guy.
That he didn't even know. I was like, fabulous. This is never going to end.
Your mullet is sick, dude.
Sick, man. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Makes me cringe as a mom.
But you know what I find when we have guests, though, Jodi, and I'm going to be honest with you, and this is I'm not being sarcasm about this at all, but from a professional perspective, I think when we have guests, it overpowers you. Like the guests end up taking what should be your
that's
time.
fine.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I want you doing your stuff.
People don't care.
I don't want a guest overshadowing you.
People don't care. People don't care.
Because if we have a guest and we're actually, having to keep it rolling and ask the guest questions and all that, that's this. I have to do that because I'm the professional, and it takes away from you. Takes time away from you, and I don't want that.
I need to see some numbers because if the numbers have started going down,
what the numbers of people listening to the podcast?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna quit.
I don't know. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
Okay, well, I've told you many times to bring in material and come up with ideas and stuff.
I just did. I said let's have some guests. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, well, that's like saying, hey,
we don't need them every
week. Why don't we do
week?
something for St. Patrick's Day? Well,
We don't need them.
I don't know.
We don't need them every week, but we could have them like maybe once a month.
Okay. Well, who's interesting?
Let me think about it. I said.
Well, you said it 3 weeks ago. You haven't
Because you shot it down, so I didn't. So I'm bringing it up again.
Okay. But I think
What do the peoples want?
I was just going to say, I think if they hear my explanation for wanting to not have guests, they would agree with me.
I bet they won't.
Oh, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they say.
Let's take a survey.
Yeah.
What's that thing y'all Instagram people do? Like
Polls?
Yeah. Do that. And say, should they have guests or not? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they, it's kind of hard to answer that when we're not giving them examples of the type of guests we will have.
Well, they can share with what type of guest. Why can't they send in what type of guests they like
Kevin
to have?
Hart. They're going to say Kevin Hart. We're not going to have
Well,
Kevin
we can't
Hart.
do Kevin
up in
Hart,
here.
but they can send in some other things.
Don't know Kevin Hart?
No. I could try to get in touch with him. But listen, let's do the poll. Do you want guests or not? And then let's do, if you do want guests, what are some suggestions? So
Okay.
simple.
Well, Riggins handles the polls.
Oh.
So get with him.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm sure he won't have a smart comment.
Well, you know what? Since he's not doing a podcast or whatever, can he not handle this little poll for us?
So you think that since he's not doing a podcast, he's not doing anything else?
I know he does a lot of things.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, tons of things.
But can he not do the little poll?
He may. I'm just saying that. I'm not speaking for him.
I know he does everything.
Yeah.
More than y'all.
Way more.
Way more. He runs this show.
So,
Not this show. Y'all show. But he will do the poll. It's one poll. And I don't care if he gets attitude. He always gets attitude with me.
yeah.
I don't care. Just one simple poll.
Okay. But if you want to do guests, then we'll do. I mean, we don't have to take a poll. We'll just do it.
We're taking the poll.
You don't know how it works. You don't let the listeners dictate what you do on the show.
y'all can dictate to me.
You do what the show
I'm just
you
asking
want to
for
do,
suggestions.
and then the listeners either like it or don't.
I'm asking for suggestions. That's all.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So maybe next week we'll have a guest.
We're not having a guest next week. I need to go over the poll.
So you're gonna study.
Can I make this poll thing get
Study
more
the-
clear to y'all?
Study the research. Okay.
Huh.
I'm just saying it's unnecessary. If we want to have guests, we have
All
guests.
right, we'll see.
All right.
Okay.
It's TJ and Jodi's house on the Radio Button Network.